working in a position where you have access to identifying information. If this is commercial, if you're only working outside, then maybe you don't have access to identifying information. All right, we are back on the record in 2023 CR 10268 and 2024 CR 3168, State of Texas versus Joseph Kruger. And if the parties could re-announce for the record, please.
And prepare to say state.
Adam LaHood for the defendant, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Kruger?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in each of these cause numbers, the defense has filed a motion to set bond. State, have you had a chance to review the motions?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Yes, Judge. I believe we have an agreement, if the court is inclined to follow it, between the defense and the state. He said, is it 20 and 25 injured?
20,000 on 2023 CR 10268.
I'll slow down. So on what case?
2023 CR 10268.
And what's the amount?
20,000
Okay,
for CR 3168. 25,000.
all right, and that's what you're requesting?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there a reason why he doesn't have a bond?
He got rearrested towards the beginning of the month. At that time, that's what triggered the remand without bond. He has a bond on the new case, but he was remanded without bond on these cases.
All right, and what's the new case?
It's an evading arrest in a vehicle. I don't know much about it. I think discovery just got uploaded this morning. I haven't had a chance to really review it, but the allegation is for evading in a motor vehicle.
All right. All right, Mr. Kruger, I have a few questions to ask you. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Judge.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Joseph Krieger.
All right. Do you have any type of employment?
Yes, ma'am. HVAC, I do HVAC work and I'm probably lost it now. I haven't had no communication with them. Joe only called
I'm
collect.
sorry, I can't hear what you're saying.
I have no communication with my work employment. I had no access to the phone numbers. Jailers won't give me no phone number for me to call. My phones were thrown in the back of the trunk of my vehicle. I was very disrespectful, handed as a citizen. As the video showed, I was asking them what did I do wrong.
No, here's the thing. My question for you is,
I have a job.
do you have employment? Yes or no?
Right now, I don't know. It's up in there because I've been locked up for 3 weeks now.
If I may clarify something, Judge,
Yes.
before you were arrested, were you working?
Yes, sir.
Where were you working before you got arrested?
Blanco Heating and Cooling.
Assuming that you didn't lose that,
Sorry, what?
oh,
Blanco Heating and Cooling in
But-
Blanco, Texas.
assuming that you weren't terminated because of the arrest, is that your intention to go back and work for Blanco Heating and Cooling?
Yes, sir. To plead, if I lost my job, to plead back for my employment.
Okay.
Have you ever used any drugs?
In the past history, yes, ma'am.
What?
Marijuana, cocaine back in the 90s. Marijuana was my thing back. Got to sleep in the court a couple of times and I was straight up with you about it. But I haven't done it since I got my job. And I was doing side jobs here and there before I got the Blanco Heating and Cooling job. But I'm clean.
Any mental health issues?
No, ma'am.
Ever been diagnosed with mental health issues?
No.
All right. So I don't know the circumstances behind this case, but if he's working HVAC, I don't think he should be working inside people's homes. So is the primary work that he does outside the home?
Commercial, residential, but I have my license. I got that when I was in federal prison, ma'am.
All right. So based upon his charges, I don't think anyone would want him working in places where he has the potential to have access to documentation.
Yeah, that's a thought, Your Honor.
Yes.
My thought is that if I understand correctly, Mr. Kruger was performing these tasks while he was previously on bond.
For evading, I think, and for these two cases.
Well, just at least for the fraud and the two fraud.
That would be my understanding. It's the evading came at the beginning of August, so he's been more or less, well, he has been locked up since that day.
And these
2001.
two cases are 3 and 4 years old. So while I understand the court's concern, it does seem a little bit like closing the barn door after the horse is already asleep?
Well, what I can say about closing barn doors, sometimes I'm not the person who opened the door. Whoever gave the conditions left the door open. And so sometimes I see it as my duty to close it. What I can tell you is that as part of your conditions of bond, I'm going to order that you let employers know what you're charged with. And you're going to have to do it in writing.
I was in a vehicle, rental car, not my vehicle. I don't know whose car that was.
No,
We'll talk about it.
I'm just doing strictly with this. I don't know the facts of your case. Nobody has presented any facts of your case to me because I guess people don't want me to know what the facts of your case are. But what I'm just telling you, based upon what you're charged with, I don't think anyone would want you working in a position where you have access to identifying information. If this is commercial, if you're only working outside, then maybe you don't have access to identifying information. If it's
Sure.
somebody's home and you're working outside, and maybe you're never coming inside to get access to identifying information.
Residentials that we do, ma'am, it's brand new homes. There's no residents living inside there.
I don't think you should be inside a home, period.
Okay.
So I don't know, counsel, how do you want to address that?
And it's certainly within the court's discretion as far as what conditions you'd want. I would tell him if it's not to be within the home, if he does work on the commercial basis, it would have to be exterior of the buildings. I know HVAC units are on the outside on the roof
Yeah.
or things of that nature. And I'll make sure, like I said, he notifies in writing. I'll even draft a letter for him to give, explain the charges that are pending.
Okay. Then in the cause number ending in 10268, I'll follow your agreement. Set your bond at $20,000. There's to be no employment within residential homes or inside commercial buildings which are occupied. And there is to be regular, random UAs, waive fees. And in the cause number ending in 3168, I'll follow your agreement and set your bond at $25,000. There's to be no employment within residential homes or inside commercial buildings which are occupied. All right, your jury trial is scheduled for November 4th.
Yes, I believe that's correct, Judge.
All right, and was he given a reset form at the last time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We signed, we had two, it got a little confusing. We had two reset forms though, one for today and then one for the 4th of November.
Okay,
And both dates show up on Odyssey if you look at them.
yes. Okay, you'll be back on November 4th for your jury trial.
If you get out.
All right, good luck to you.
Is I
Thank
want to
you.
get, I want to get you a business card when you get out. Just get in touch with me, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
You're
You have a good-
welcome. Court is calling 2023 CR 1968, State of Texas versus Brenda Annette Ortiz Navarro. Could I have parties announced for the record?
Renee Munoz for the defense.
And are you Brenda Annette Ortiz Navarro?
Yes.
All right, so here's the thing. You gotta wait till the interpreter finishes before you speak. Otherwise, we don't need the interpreter. So do you want the interpreter?
Yes.
All right, so wait till he finishes interpreting. All right, and we have an interpreter. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
And if you'll state your name,
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
right? All right, Ms. Navarro, all of the documents I'm going to review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
All right. And Mr. Munoz, do you speak Spanish fluently?
I do speak Spanish, Judge, however, not fluently, more conversationally.
All right. Were you able to review the documents with her in Spanish?
I was, Judge, yes.
And do you believe she understands the documents?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
That is correct, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ortiz Navarro, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No objection.
All right, I'm just reviewing the paperwork to see if this is the way it should be, if it should be on this paperwork or not. Just one moment.
Yes, Judge. Theft 100 to 750 lesser.
I want to say the guy from the monkeys, his mother invented, you know, the paper mate, the whiteout. So he's a monkey plus, I think. No, not Davy Jones. It's the one with the curly hair. What was his name? He's actually the one who sang what's that song? Clarksville or something, Meet Me in Clarksville. He was the lead singer, but not Davy Jones. Well, no, it wasn't him. I'm gonna figure out his name.
Are you proud that I even know who Davy Jones is? Off the top?
I am proud of you.
I want to make sure I'm citing the right statute.
Okay, no problem.
Your Honor, I don't think any of them had curly hair.
No, it's, I wouldn't say it was curly. It wasn't straight.
Mickey Dolenz?
Yes, but I don't think it was him. Let me see. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Yes, I think it may have been his mom who did it. I'm gonna figure it out. Michael Nesmith. That's the monkey who did it. All right. And if you want to explain that to your client,
Yes, Judge, gladly. Entonces, cambiaste cargo de eso, de ese cargo menor, la FB, máximo de 80 pesos. ¿Vale? Sí.
all right. All right, so we're gonna go back on the record. All right, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
So you were indicted for a state jail felony. However, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of theft, $100 to $750. That is a Class B misdemeanor. The range of punishment is up to a $2,000 fine and 180 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, just 1 second off the record. Excuse me, who are you talking to? You on the back row. You, curly hair, who are you talking to? No, you were. Here's the thing. No, here's the thing. In the box, you all are not to have conversations with each other. You're not to have conversations with people in the audience. If you're having conversations with each other in the box, guess what? You're all at the Bexar County Jail, so don't take any legal advice from either of you unless someone wants to know how long does it take to get picked up to go to prison. Usually you can depend on somebody who's at the jail. They know that answer. But as far as motions to suppress or anything else involving legal, they're in the same boat as you. Does everyone understand? All right. And I'm sorry, where did I leave off? Thank you. Thank you. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes,
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
yes,
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
yes,
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
yes,
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
She has.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
In my opinion, she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Ortiz, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
no,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no,
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
yes,
Are you a U.S. citizen?
no,
Counsel?
Yes, Judge. In reference to that, I am aware that she is not a U.S. citizen. We did reach out to an immigration attorney within my office, and he did interview Ms. Navarro, and he did get information regarding her immigration status. He did prepare a memo referencing potential consequences under U.S. versus Padilla, Kentucky versus Padilla, actually, Judge. And I brought that information to the attention of the state and also my client, so that she was aware of potential consequences regarding a guilty plea or no contest plea with regard to this charge.
All right. And are you aware that by entering into a plea in this case, that one, theft is considered a crime of moral turpitude?
yes,
And are you aware by entering a plea in this case, you will be deported?
yes,
And did you have ample opportunities to speak to an immigration attorney?
yes,
And do you understand that you will not be allowed to re-enter legally the United States?
yes,
And do you understand you will be denied naturalization?
yes,
Right, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
yes,
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 179 days in the Bear County Jail. State is proceeding on the lesser included offense of theft, $100 to $750. Did you understand that to be the plea?
yes,
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
yes,
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
yes,
Counsel, have there been any such motion?
No, Judge.
Then to the lesser included offense of theft, $100 to $750, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
no contest.
State any evidence.
No objection.
Did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes,
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
yes,
Again, did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We request that the court follow the negotiated plea bargain agreement. At the time of this offense, client was not working, was taking care of kids, and was not receiving any governmental assistance, largely due to her status here within the United States. The 179 days for immigration purposes is considered a petty theft offense, with hopefully not as many consequences as an original charge would have. So we're asking that the court please follow this agreement.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 179 days in the Bexar County Jail. You're credit for any time served, and there's to be no re-entry into the United States. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Your Honor,
Yes.
before concluding, it's under my understanding, my client has 402 days of credit. We wanted to ask if the court could announce that the judgment be satisfied with the 179 days.
I'll show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, so on this case, I have the acknowledgement of discovery. This was previously set for jury trial. So how long do y'all expect this trial to last?
Judge, at least 3 to 4 days.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need 5 days for a jury trial. I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, Judge, just, I know we're not on the record, but I did just, I told Ms. Ferrer that yesterday that there is some additional like video that we found, and also a phone that apparently was not turned over. We are in the process of getting that to her. They're gonna be bringing us a hard drive. So just to let the court be aware that we have a new disclosure that we will be filing.
And you say that's cell phone?
Cell phone, and then also there was a crime scene video that was not turned over.
All right.
And Judge, the TVR system.
Wow.
I've been diligently, we've been on top of it quite a bit, but there's it's 1.79 terabytes.
Okay, so defense, I'm gonna give you a jury trial date. If you feel you need more time because of the discovery, just let the court know.
Yes.
All right, what date, Ms. Ferguson?
Well,
All right, so we'll be back on November 12th.
Your Honor, I am set in Del Rio Federal Court that day on a special setting at 2:30. I'm sorry, not on the 12th, on the 13th. So I can pick a jury on the 12th if I can only work half a day on Wednesday, the 13th, and then I
Oh,
can
that's
finish
fine.
this up, Judge.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I just wanted to
Just
give the court.
let us know.
And then the other thing my client wants to ask, Your Honor, is if you would consider giving him a lower bond. He does have an immigration hold. I explained to him the rules.
Okay, all right,
However-
we'll have a hearing. State, are you prepared to proceed on a hearing for a bond reduction?
I have not seen the bond. No, Your Honor. We haven't seen it.
I haven't filed anything. I had filed one previously, but then when I was informed that there's an immigration hold, we didn't have it here.
All right. So, State, are you okay to proceed with an oral motion then?
If this court feels we can proceed right now.
All right. The court is calling 2023 CR 4371A, State of Texas versus Adis Hernandez Rivas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason, do you have a hand, Your Honor?
Defense?
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Hernandez Rivas.
And are you Mr. Hernandez Rivas?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter present. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
All right, off the record, Deputy Laura, could you move anybody who's having conversations down here? All right, we're back on the record. Defense, you're proceeding on an oral motion to reduce bond.
Yes, Your Honor.
State any objections to proceeding on an oral motion to reduce bond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed.
I believe my client's bond is set at $150,000. I have been informed by the jail that he also has an immigration hold. I don't know if there's any type of bond set for that. He is charged with murder. He believes that he would be able to make this bond. And I did explain to him that if he made the bond, that he would be taken into immigration custody, so he would not be released. He is still wanting the court to consider giving him a $50,000 bond so that he can go down to the immigration courts and start that proceeding.
All right, State.
Your Honor, no evidence has been presented that he could or could not make a bond at $150,000. That this is a murder. The facts of the case, the individual was killed and allegedly by this individual. I believe that $150,000 is probably actually too low. So at this point, we would be objecting to that.
All right. So people in the box, we're on the record. No talking while we're on the record, okay? All right, it's your motion, so I'll give you final argument.
Judge, I'm just asking from, on behalf of my client, because that is his request.
All right, the motion to reduce bond will be denied. And if it hasn't been part of his conditions before, the court is going to order full GPS. And I'll ask that the fees be waived. All right, is there anything else from either side?
No, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Does he have to sign a recent form also?
No,
Okay, so he comes and come
Hmm?
in. He comes here on command.
yes, there you are. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. How long do y'all expect this trial to last? How long do you expect the trial to last?
3 days, I would say with voir dire, probably voir dire 1 day, and then case in chief would be about 2.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
All right, Norma, are you able to put this one on October 1st? Or is it October 2nd? The first is a Tuesday. October 1st? All right, we'll come back for jury trial on October 1st.
that should work. I'm leaving town on the 9th, but I can't imagine it's gonna take more than a week.
Okay,
So let's do it first. Judge, we do have a motion. We filed it a few times. It's motion to modify or remove GPS. She's done well on GPS monitor. She's been on it now for about a year or so. We're hoping that we could take her off. I know the state's not in support of it, but in lieu of the fact that, or light of the fact that she's done well, she's reported, she's never missed a court date.
all right, we'll go on the record.
Yes, ma'am. If we'd be so kind.
Sure. Court is calling 2023 CR 10223, State of Texas versus Carly Green. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Hurst-Edelman.
Adam.
Defense?
Adam LaHood for Ms. Carly Green.
All right, defense has filed a motion asking for modification of bond conditions. State, are you ready to proceed on the motion?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, it's your motion. You may proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll keep it brief. Judge, she's been on GPS monitor and she's done well. As far as I know, she's not had any mishaps. The only time that she was ever late to court one time was simply because she was actually with me. The court was in trial. She went to another court, but the point is she's never missed court. She's been nothing but respectful, very, very responsive. I never had any issues in getting in touch with her. And she's been on this monitor now for the better part of a year. Judge, we're hoping you see fit to release her on GPS monitor. She's on bond, a high bond, which I believe is sufficient. And I think she's more than shown that she's capable of being supervised or being monitored out there without the need for a GPS monitoring device on her ankle.
All right, state.
State opposing the motion at this time. Before we would agree to it, we would like to contact the complainant. But if we contact the complainant and the complainant is not opposed, then we are not opposed to changing our position in the future.
All right, so let me ask this. Are you able to contact the complainant today?
I do not know if we can contact the complainant today or not.
All right, well, let's see
Yeah.
if we can get in touch with the complainant today.
And obviously, let me know, Judge. I'm easy to reach. Y'all know how to reach me via phone or whatever. And then I assume, and we're not opposed to no contact order with the complainant. I know she has no intention of ever seeing or having any contact with this person ever again.
If you'll just wait a little bit, they're gonna step up to call, and then we'll continue the hearing after that.
Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, so what happened with the transfer with his brother?
I believe, Judge, we were just notified that he didn't meet criteria for felony drug court, so he was just that, I guess he was brought back for status upon that.
All right, so, and his brother's going to pick him up, correct?
Correct, yes, Judge, yes, Judge. So, we just, we always know that the court likes to be aware of what's going on, so I'm sure that, that you guys are notified that he didn't meet criteria. He could be released to his brother with, I believe, the mental health caseload.
Judge, the recommendation from felony drug court was for him to be supervised and the make caseload. So I would ask that he amend those conditions before he's released so that we can get him to review the clients.
Okay. All right, and Mr. Payne, I must say you are looking much better than when I first saw you.
Thank you.
I hope you're taking care of yourself.
Yeah,
All right, so I'll alter amend conditions to include the mid caseload. And when you're released to your brother's gonna be able to pick you up. Can you coordinate that?
Yes, Judge,
counsel?
I will let him know immediately that, this honorable court is allowing him to be released to him. And, I already spoke with my clients and he's willing to lean into his brother's support and help and stay consistent with the meds, Judge, so. We're all on the same page, I believe.
All right, so Mr. Payne, if there's ever an issue, of course, you can contact your attorney or you can contact probation. If you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court and we'll see what's going on.
yes, ma'am.
All right, here's the thing, a lot of people who are on medications, they stop taking them when they feel better, or they stop taking them because they say they have side effects. If there's side effects, you have to let your doctor know because they don't know. All right, and if you feel as though the doctors are not addressing things, call your attorney, talk to probation, and then you can come back to court if that's not being addressed, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so counsel, I don't know, it's probably best if you were to call the sheriff's office to see if they can coordinate his release instead of releasing him at midnight.
Yes, Judge, I can do that.
All right, so I'll alter amend conditions to include mixed supervision. Is there anything else probation? All right, and if you can make sure probation has his brother's address.
Definitely will, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, yeah.
All right, have a good one. We're gonna come back on November 12th. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. And if you all can make sure I have the acknowledgement of discovery.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Have a
Thank you for
blessed one.
dressing appropriate for court. And you have a blessed day too. I love when I receive blessings. Janessa Salazar.
Right, Judge.
Hello, how's it going?
It is good. I'm a grandfather now, so.
Oh,
You just
congratulations.
see the wisdom. It's,
I do. It's just flowing off you and you're gonna lose it all because you're gonna give the grandbaby whatever they want.
that's true.
That's what you do, is spoil them, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
then say, here you go.
Hey, it's your turn, you know. Judge, we're here. This is actually was set for Thursday, but since I was going to be here today, I asked her to
Okay.
come in and Norma did a great job.
Okay,
There's some misdemeanor underlying cases that have another attorney that I just want to make sure before I, take care of this, I'd like to talk to them about. There's some issues with those cases, we believe as well.
all right. So what about violation? Because there's a violation of 27
Number 27 would be,
going to Walmart.
and yes, Judge. So that's another issue. The states filed a criminal trespass case. So what I'm asking for is just 2-week reset if we can to maybe the 10th. I'm gonna be back in here and I can talk to the other attorneys, see what we're gonna do with this case. And
All right, state, who's the prosecutor
Jason.
on?
this is the Walmart. And so. Okay, the MTR that you're looking at.
Okay,
All right, so this is gonna be set for a contested.
it's fine, Judge.
Norma, I need a contested setting on Janessa Salazar, and you're saying the 10th?
Well, if it's gonna be contested, Judge, then can I get a little more time, please? The 11th, no.
No, can you do it the week of 16th? All right, the 19th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, contested probation, contested hearing on Salazar for the 19th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Harley Green?
Yes, sir.
All right, so on this case, do you know if, state, were you able to make contact?
I was not.
With regards to the GPS tracking, because I always like for complainants to know if I decide to remove the GPS tracking, that they're made aware. So what I can do, and your client, she can appear by video if she wants to, and I can recall it for Thursday.
Thursday?
Mhm.
I think I'll work, so we can appear via Zoom or just come back on Thursday.
And Mr. LaHood, if you want to appear by Zoom, you can appear by Zoom as well.
I think I'm actually in here on Thursday, Judge.
All right,
So
so,
I am. Yes, I'm here on a motion to set bond on another case.
all right, so you can appear by Zoom if you
I'd
can.
rather just come.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court, Ms. Ferguson. They're coming back on Thursday to have me hear this request for the removal of GPS.
Your Honor,
Yes.
apologies for interrupting. If I have not received a response from the complainant by Thursday,
Oh, I'm gonna make a ruling.
understood.
Yes.
Good deal.
All right, once you sign the reset form for that hearing, you all are excused.
Okay, yes, we signed it for the one,
October
the-
1st.
yeah, October 1st hearing. Do you want us to do one for the Thursday?
Well, here's the thing, if you all don't remember it, so are you gonna remember to be back here on Thursday?
He's good about it. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
all
on
right,
my
then you don't
calendar.
need a reset form.
good deal. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
9:00. Yep.
Norma, what page is she on?
So this is actually not set on today's docket,
Okay,
set for
Discovery,
Thursday.
yes.
Yes, it was so that we can do the extraction on the vehicle data.
yes.
I was unaware that our investigator was on vacation for the last couple weeks.
Mhm.
However, in talking, in talking, in talking with the state, I think we can get it set up for sometime next Wednesday through Friday.
And Judge.
Okay, I can put it the week of the 9th.
And just so the court's aware, we have tried going out there already. There was an issue because there was no key for the vehicle.
Okay.
And so Vince has found the key and that's.
Yes.
Okay, so when do y'all want this to come back?
If you want us to come back right after that's been done, that's fine with me. If
I
we
mean,
think
when
we
will
can-
it be done though?
We're trying to get it done next week, Judge.
All right, so Norma, on this case, and I'll give you the file, we're gonna recall it for September 12th.
Yes, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
And it is Ashbaugh 2023 10004. How's things been going?
Good, good. Kids too now.
Oh my God,
I know.
time flies,
It
right?
does. It's crazy.
And now I tell everybody, my little one walks around as though they pay a mortgage,
Yeah,
and you let them do it. You're like,
she has an
okay,
opinion on everything.
yes,
Yeah,
but that's awesome.
yeah, it is.
So we
she's-
just let her do what she wants to do.
she's sleeping a lot better. She just had like ear tube surgery.
Ah,
I think she always like had a bunch of fluid in her ears, and I think that's helped a lot. So she's been sleeping through the night a lot better. So
oh,
really-
that's awesome.
really helped me out.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, well, have a good one.
Thank you, Judge. You too.
All right, are you all ready to proceed on the MTR?
We're asking that it be separate and contested. Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a contested on Manjares within 10 days, please. All right, we're coming back on September 9th for a contested hearing. Ms. Abrams? On Manjares, September 9th, contested. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Are you all ready on Small?
Yes, sure.
All right, so we're here on we're back on the record in 2020 CR 12250. State of Texas versus Leon Small. Parties, if you could re-announce.
Jason Garrett from the state.
Matt Stolhansky for Mr. Small.
And you're Mr. Small?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so defense, did you have a chance to discuss things with your client?
I did, Your Honor. Mr. Small was involved in a vehicle accident in early January of 23. He was in the hospital through February. He didn't report for that time, obviously. There was a warrant. He subsequently discovered that he's got cancer and has to have a kidney removed, which is one of the reasons he's seeking to get out to get treatment for that. We're asking the court to give us a bond so we can get the treatment. The GP, you've ordered GPS on all the cases. I think that is suffice enough to take care of the matter.
All right, state.
State's position that we had recommended double the previous bond, Your Honor. The previous bond was at 10,000, we recommended 20. Hopefully that will suffice for them to abide by the bond.
All right, and as an officer of the court, you're telling the court that he has cancer treatment?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll set the bond at 20,000.
Thank you, Your Honor.
There'll be full GPS. Once he has set up doctor's appointments, then the court, of course, will allow him to go to doctor's appointments.
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, let me see what date we're setting things on. Norma, on the motion to revoke on Small, I'm assuming this is going to be contested.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I get a contested setting? All right, September 26th. All right, we'll come back on September 26th.
Yes, ma'am.
And Ms. Ferguson, if you can give him a reset form, so he will know he needs to be here.